Welcome back, everyone. We are back to it again, do another game download. I actually have bought a few games recently. The one we're doing today, as everybody knows, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was just released, so I'm going to do a download to test the speed, the overall speed. Also, if you're listening to this, like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing these for a little bit. It's been a week and a half since I've done one, but it's gotten substantially. StarLink best effort has gotten substantially better to the point where I'm not buffering at all anymore, even during peak time. And my download speeds have gone up by about 60%, 60%, very nice. And right now it's October 29th, almost 30th. It's 11:17 at night. I'm going to go ahead and start this download now. We're still in the peak time for Saturday night, but right at the tail end of it. I'm going to go ahead and get started doing the installation right now, and I should be up. It's actually a relatively small game. It's only 56 gigabyte. I just downloaded one, what was it, the new Uncharted that was 90, and Doom was 90, so this is actually relatively small for some of the others I've been downloading. But and also, if you're listening to this, I've had a request to do some gameplay, in-game gameplay, and so this would be the ideal game to do that for. I don't really have any others that would be decent for it, but I haven't forgot about you guys that have requested it. I'll do it so you can see if there's any lag or anything like that. No issues there. Just give me a few more days to get one done. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this downloading here. And we'll see exactly disk space, pause. Okay, so it changed to 54.22 gigabytes. And you can see over here on the left-hand side, right now we're downloading at 860 kilobytes a second. Actually, I'm running the TV. I'm streaming 4K. Let me shut that off. Okay. Yeah, so that causes it to go up. So, and I'm going to give this disclaimer again, not disclaimer, but let everybody know here that again, it's October 29th. Now, remember that what we're seeing over here on the left-hand side, if you're looking at my cursor, it's 1.4 megabyte per second, megabyte, okay? 1 byte is 8 bits. So the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people think they're the same thing. When you're talking about internet connection, they're always in megabits per second. So basically whatever that number is, so if you have a 16 megabit connection, that's only actually 2 megabytes per second. So whatever number it is you see over here, right where my cursor is, right around 5 right now, 4. So a 4 megabyte per second connection is actually 4 times 8, which would be 32. So it'd be a 32 megabit per second connection. And it's going to fluctuate and it's going to keep going up over time. I'm going to go ahead and let it run. And I'm just going to keep screen recording this now. I'm not going to, if you guys have watched these before from me, I'm not going to, take the 2 hours or however long it takes, 2.5 hours to download the whole thing. I'm going to speed up the middle after I quit talking, and I'm just going to check in once every hour, just kind of let you know how it's going. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and be quiet here and let it run. Hey everyone, it is 12:16 right now. That's midnight 16, 17 right now. Okay, so it's been an hour. I think it's been just a hair under an hour, but it's been close enough to an hour. And as you notice here, it's 40.5 gigabytes. So we did 40.5 gigabytes. I thought this was going to take a couple hours. No, it's going to be done here in probably 15 minutes. An hour and 15 minutes, so that's what it looks like, and I'll obviously come back on before then. But so just for reference, I want everybody to remember that megabytes, as I explained earlier, megabytes, megabits, right? Speeds are always in megabits per second, but sizes are in megabytes. Like when you're downloading games, it's almost always in megabytes per second. So you have to do that conversion. Whatever megabytes per second you're getting, multiply it by 8, and that's your megabit connection. So what I've been doing here, and also there is not 1,000 megabytes in one gigabit or gigabyte. There's 1,024 because it's base 2. So for example, there's 1,024 kilobytes in 1 megabyte. There's 1,024 megabytes in 1 gigabyte, and there's 1,024 gigabytes in a terabyte, and then so on. Petabyte, and all the way up. So it's not exactly 1,000. With that being said, we started at, there was 40.5 gigabytes. So 40.5 gigabytes divided by 60 minutes. We were doing 675, hang on here, no, 40.5 times 1.024. That's, it was technically 41,472 megabytes is what we downloaded. Okay, divided by 60, that's 691 megabytes, 691.2 megabytes per minute, divided by 60 again, and that ends up being 11.52 megabytes per second. Okay, so then that was our average for the last hour, 11.52 megabytes per second. So multiply that times 8. That gives us our megabits per second, which is 92. So in the last hour, we averaged 92 megabits per second, and now it's barely running less than 150. I've been watching for a little bit for the last 15 minutes, and it's running mostly between 150 and 220 megabit per second connection right now. So it's just screaming along right now. In fact, this is going to be done in no time flat, like maybe not even another 15 minutes, probably another 10 minutes. So, and the games used to take a lot longer. Like my average used to be, around 45, 46, 2 months ago, and now it's 92. So it's effectively doubled in the last 2 months. And on best effort, this just, it's come along really quick. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this keep going right now. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to mute my headset again, and then I'll be back right before it finishes. Hey everyone, back again. It has now been, let me see, another 12 minutes. So in that 12 minutes, by the way, everybody keep in mind 92, that was the speed for the first hour, 92 megabits per second, 92, that was the average. Now we're going to do this last one, which was, it was 13.7 gigabytes in 12 minutes. That's what we did. We did 13.7 times 1,024. That gives us our megabytes, which was 14,028 megabytes, divided by, and that was, let me see, 12 minutes, divided by 12 minutes, that would be 1,169 megabytes per minute, divided by 60 for 60 seconds, and that's 19.48 megabytes per second. That was our average. Take that times 8, because that gives you megabits per second, and that's 155.875555 forever. So the first 1 hour we pulled 150, or I'm sorry, the first 1 hour we pulled 92 megabits per second average on, and this is again StarLink best effort. And for the last little bit, just the last, what was it, 12 minutes, the last 12 minutes of the download, we pulled 155.87 average megabits per second. So, which is again really fast. Now, I've had a lot of people say they're looking at the megabytes and they're like, wow, that's really slow. It's only like, 10. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I understand that, but remember, you have to multiply that 10 megabytes per second by 8. Well, that puts it up to 80. Well, 80 isn't too bad now, especially for a lot of us that live. I live in the mountains. Some people live in the middle of nowhere. Well, that's me too, where they get, their connection is 3 megabit per second or minus 6, on DSL, and that's the best that's offered. There's nothing else. So it's either this, for $110 a month, and mine was expensive too. It was, what was it? It was like $75 a month for 6 megabit per second. So I'm like, okay, this is 50% more, but I'm on average getting, 15 times the speed out of it. So, that's happy. So this is really good. It took an hour and what was it? An hour and 12 minutes altogether to do the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 download. So not bad at all. And what I am going to do for a future video, I'm just going to take and play for about an hour or so, not tonight, half an hour, and I'll just take game footage so that way you can kind of go through it and see what it looks like, and I'll check the ping occasionally and all that stuff. That way you guys can actually see how, if anybody's interested anyway, they can just see if it's lagging a lot, because sometimes the ping spikes a little bit. Like I've seen ping 160, 170 before. It keeps getting better all the time. I used to see it go up to 300 occasionally. I haven't seen that for a long time. Usually now it's running around 30 to 50, but it'll spike 100, 50, 180, somewhere around there. So we're getting better all the time, and it's perfectly fine to game on. It's a little bit of spikiness every once in a while, the latency. So otherwise, I'm going to leave it off there. If anybody has any questions or would like to see me do anything else, or that, maybe you have some particular thing that you need and I'm not doing the test or nobody's doing a test and you don't know whether to get best effort from StarLink or not, let me know. I'll work with you. I'll do what I can, as long as it doesn't involve buying some $1,000 program to, test something. Then, we should be able to work something out. So it is now the 30th of October at 12:33 in the morning. I'm going to get off of here, and I have some, actually, even though it's after 12:30, I still have some other things to do. Like I said, like and subscribe. If you subscribe, then when you see, new ones of these come up, or the gameplay, or something else that I do, then you'll be notified about it. So hope everybody's having a good weekend and a good week, and we'll see you next time.